Hello everybody, I am going to talk about activity 4.3.2, which is a plan for supporting struggling students, and this comes from the class Child Development Psychology Semester 2. For this assignment, it is asking you to reflect on what you've learned so far throughout this course in supporting students in the classroom. How do students get supported while they're in the classroom, and how do we make sure that they're supported as they learn? And this assignment wants you to identify and explain at least 3 things that you could do to help struggling students in your classroom. And then it would also like you to read and comment on at least one of your classmates' posts. And for this assignment, it talks about that it's going to be done in a discussion forum, and that your answer needs to be at least 5 complete sentences, as well as commenting on a classmate's post using a direct quote from their writing that they have shared with you. And then also for this assignment, it gives you some examples to get started. And one of the examples it says is, it is very important to support your students in the classroom. To support my struggling students, I would apply the following 3 strategies. So it just gives you an introduction, a way to start your assignment, and then you'll go into those 3 different things that you could do to help support those struggling students. And then I just pulled off the exceeds expectation part for this assignment from the rubric. And it says that the students answered the question using at least 3 ideas, and the question was answered with 5 or more complete sentences, also including why you would choose those ideas that you did. So thinking about ways to help struggling students, one of the things that comes up is accommodations and modifications. And what accommodations are, these are things that are done in the classroom to help the student reach the standard. So changing the way that they can reach the standard, but not lowering the standard. So still maintaining that standard for the student, that the student can meet that standard, but maybe getting them there a different way than the rest of the class is. So that is what an accommodation is. It's how do we get the student to meet the objective we are trying to get them to meet. A modification is changing or altering the expectation of the course, the standard of the course. So might having to lower it for a certain reason, might having to alter it, change it just a little bit, depending on the student and their needs. And so that's what are we trying to get them to learn, and what are we trying to get them to reach, and that might need to be changed with modification. And so thinking about these 2 different things, then you can go into creating your different ways that you could help struggling students. Are you going to focus on modifying it, or are you going to focus on accommodating it? So I came up with a couple examples, and so you can see my example is I have put down which class I'm going to use. So math class just gives an idea of these are the things that I'm going to do in this class to help my struggling students. And I have put 3 different ideas there, and then I've labeled them. And I've labeled them all as accommodation, because if I go back, you can see accommodation is just altering the way that the student gets to the standard. And so I said that they could use a calculator, more time for a test, and less problems. With all of those accommodations, I'm still maintaining the standard. The student still needs to get to that standard, but how they get to that standard is different. And so with that, what I am writing in my paragraph is that all of these accommodations will allow the student to learn the material and meet the standard, but give them some help with what they are struggling with. It gives the student a different way of getting to the standard. I chose these accommodations because they're easy to implement but allow extra help for struggling students. It allows them to master the standard with the extra help that they need. So I have explained my 3 different ones. I've explained why I've chosen them and how it will help them get to the standard. And so that is what needs to be done for this assignment, thinking about what can be done. And it doesn't have to be something that's going to take a lot of work or time or energy on the teacher part. Maybe, yes, there are some of those that need to be done, but then there's also some of these easier ones of just allowing a calculator for a certain amount of time, or just lessening the amount of problems that the student has to do. So thinking about those different things, how can we help that struggling student meet that standard? I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you all later.